Recetas de Laura. Quiero contarles que me vine con Latina Bloggers Connect a Washington. Estuve en la conferencia de PHA. ¿Lo que es PHA? Es una organización que trabaja junto con Let's Move. Let's Move es un programa que hizo desde que empezó la administración Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, la primera dama. Comenzó este programa en que dijo, tenemos que combatir la obesidad infantil, tenemos que hacer que nuestros niños se muevan y cambiar las políticas, cambiar la ley para obligar a que las empresas, a que los organismos públicos realmente den opciones saludables, porque a todos nos ha tocado que vas a algún lugar y te sale mucho más cara la ensalada que la hamburguesa. Pues están trabajando para que eso ya no suceda. Realmente fue increíble. Una de las cosas que más me gustó fue un panel sobre obesidad que hablan desde el términos científicos, y hay un consejo especial sobre obesidad aquí en Estados Unidos y aceptación también. Decían que esto es una enfermedad que es difícil de combatir, que el peso siempre te encuentra de regreso. Realmente fue así como Illuminati, buenísimo, a mí me encantó, me dio muchísimas ideas para compartir con ustedes. Aquí van a ver el video, se los grabé completito, va a tener letritas porque está todo en inglés, y después una entrevista con el director del Consejo de Obesidad. Estuvimos hablando sobre la banda gástrica, si funciona o no, cuál es la esperanza con las personas de sobrepeso, por qué se vuelve a engordar después de que hace una dieta y otra vez el rebote, cuál es la razón. Así que no se lo pierdan, espero que lo disfruten muchísimo y que puedan vivir y compartirles un poquito de lo que yo hice en Washington. Así que por favor, déjenme sus comentarios y nos vemos con más información. No se pierdan mi siguiente video porque les voy a platicar de cómo están haciendo para hacer que los vegetales sean cool, además de hacer que la gente tome agua a través de campañas de marketing. Así que aparte, desde el lado de los que estudian comunicación, marketing, todo eso es bien interesante. Espero que les guste.
So much. We are absolutely thrilled to be here with an amazing room full of advocates and people working so hard.
The turning point for me was one day. It was a beautiful, beautiful spring day. I had the windows open, and he was about 2 years old, and he was just toddling around the house. And I went into the kitchen, and I came back, and I could not find him. So I opened the door, and there he was on the sidewalk. He was maybe about 20 feet away from me, and he smiled, and he took off running. And I ran after him, but I couldn't catch him. When I think about it, I can remember the pain in my knees, in my ankles, in my joints, and just my body heaving and trying to catch up with my child, and I couldn't. It was the scariest thing that I've experienced as a parent. Luckily, a neighbor just happened to come out at the same time, and he caught him, but it hurts me to think that I was so trapped in my body that I couldn't do what I needed to do for my child.
Patty, I know your experience is very different. Would you share with the group?
Sure. I don't remember a time when I wasn't overweight. My obesity started in childhood, and along with it is the bullying and ridicule from kids, from family members, and institutional bullying as well. I have a very vivid memory of, I think I was in 3rd grade, of the school nurse coming in with the big scale, weighing all the students in front of each other, announcing everyone's weight, and when she compared mine to the old height weight charts, she said, "You're fat, you need to lose weight." In front of all the other students and my peers, and at that age, all you want to do is fit in. So that was the beginning of one of my earliest memories of institutional bias. And you think it's going to get better as you get older. It doesn't, it just gets meaner. And you try every diet in the world, you lose some weight, you regain it, and you gain some more than when you started. And you start this, for me, it's been a spiral of shame and failure. Society, the medical community, your peers, your friends and family, they all tell you it's up to you, it's your fault. If you could just eat less and exercise more, you'd conquer this obesity thing. Well, it's not that simple. As Camille said, it's a very complex condition. And many factors play into it, and it's only been in this decade of my life, I'll let you guess which decade it is, that I have found adequate treatment for my obesity, and Scott is my obesity specialist. And with his help and his team's help, I've lost a significant amount of weight. And I think what he and his team have brought to me is a non-judgmental atmosphere. No judgments. They get it. They get how obesity affects my life. He gets how complex the whole thing is, and they don't shame, ridicule, or blame me for it. And only in that non-judgmental atmosphere have I been able to accomplish real and sustainable change.
You bring a unique personal perspective. You want to share that?
Yeah, I grew up a big kid like Patty, and I remember the shaming and the teasing and such. I won't belabor that point. Patty tells it very well. What I particularly remember when I think back to my childhood was the first diet that I went on. So I was a young teenager. I was fed up. I wanted to lose weight. And I had absolutely no idea what to do. I didn't know who to ask. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to get help. And one day, I realized that when I get really involved in something and really focus on something, I don't think about food. I don't think about eating. So that became the core of my first ever diet. I would keep myself really, really busy and focused on something, on anything during the day, and just try not to eat anything. Try not to eat until dinner or even after dinner. And then even if I ate a lot at night, I figured I couldn't do enough damage to make up for all the calories I saved during the day. And let me just point out, it wasn't anorexia at all. It was desperation. It was confusion. And so, of course, it's a silly diet. It doesn't work. I might have lost a few pounds over the course of a month or so, and then it was done. But it really sets for me a motivation for what I do now. That was 30 years ago almost. Even today, though, very few people have a place to go. They don't have a person to talk to. They don't know where to get help with this. And so I'm an obesity doctor. I help people with nutrition and diets and medical treatments and so forth. But at the core, what I really consider myself doing is being a place and a person that people can go so that they're not alone with this, and so that we can figure out together a way forward.
So Scott, bias against people with obesity has been described as a socially acceptable form of discrimination. And I wonder if you could share with us a little bit about what you see in this regard, what you've experienced.
Yeah, I see a lot of this, and I do a lot of research around this as well. One of the most common things I see is I'll talk to a parent, for example, who comes to me as a doctor for his or her daughter, say, and they'll say something like this: she's obese, but really she's a nice person. Really.
How to navigate this new world. You have more energy, you're more vibrant, you're more social, you're able to go out and do all these things. Why don't you want to do that? Why don't you want to keep doing that? And I think it comes back to, it's so different. I think it would be actually as different as me going to bed black and waking up white. You'll have better credit, they said. They won't follow you around the stores, they said. But I don't want that. I want to go back to what it is that I know and the experiences that I understand. So I think in addition to lots of physical things that make it difficult to escape obesity, there are a lot of emotional things as well.
Patty, did you want to add anything to that?
Well, I think that there's a huge emotional component and psychological component that I think often gets overlooked, as Keisha has suggested. And people with obesity need support. You know, I have a friend who was diagnosed with breast cancer. And as soon as she was diagnosed, she had an oncologist, an oncological surgeon, a plastic surgeon, a nutritionist, an acupuncturist. All the support came to her. She wasn't blamed, she wasn't shamed, she wasn't judged because she had breast cancer. That's what we need with obesity. We need support. We need all of your support. And I think the dialogue is finally changing. And the reason I think we can make more progress is because all of you are here today. You're all here talking about things you can do to create a healthier environment, healthier lifestyle for people, and especially for children with obesity. And I applaud the work you're doing, and I encourage you to continue.
So guys, this is your chance. We have a room full of people who are devoting their energies to this subject. And as we wrap up, what thought, and Scott, I'll give you the first crack, what thought would you like to leave with them?
When I talk to policymakers, one of the core messages I try to leave them with is that there's no magic bullet solution to obesity. Thinking that there is sort of like a patient thinking that there's a magic diet that's going to solve the problem. And yet, so often, not just in obesity, policymakers tend to fall into one-off solutions that are going to solve the whole problem. There are none. We need to respect the complexity of obesity. We need to respect the people who have to live with this sometimes very terrible health condition. And we need to be thinking about it in a broad, multi-dimensional way, similar to how we're going to hear about it, I think, throughout the day today. But that's the single biggest bottom line message I want to give.
Patty?
Respect. Respect people with obesity. We need to move beyond the blame and shame and move to constructive solutions.
Keisha?
And I want to impress upon you that there is no one solution. Each person that is afflicted with obesity needs an individualized solution that works for them.
I just want to thank you for being out there, and I can see in your faces how closely you've listened and how much you care about what you're doing. And so give yourselves a hand. Thank you.